Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of SASA Archeo Gaming Live, featuring SASA gamers Dr. Kate Minetti, Alexander Vanderwally, David Serrano Lorenz, and Julie Levy, and featuring special guests each week. What is SASA? SASA stands for Save Ancient Studies Alliance. We work to promote the study of the ancient world and engagement with our human deeper past, building a grassroots movement through outreach, collaboration, accessibility, and public scholarship. We work towards our goal of inspiring a wide, inclusive community of scholars, learners, and students. SASA does this through many different projects. We do Archeo Gaming live streams every week. We also have book clubs and partnership streams featuring other ancient studies organizations. We also have an access database with over 1,300 websites, a searchable database of ancient studies resources, ancient studies vocabulary lists on archaeological terms, and we do research on the downward trend and much more. So please check us out. Where can you find SASA? You can search Save Ancient Studies Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Please make sure to follow and subscribe. It really does make a big difference for us. Some protocol for this live event. Please be kind and respectful. Listen and ask thoughtful questions throughout the event. We'd love to hear from you in the chat box. Please be patient with technology and those administering it. And these Archeo Gaming live streams are on Twitch, and recordings will be posted on our YouTube channel after the event. And there are definitely spoiler alerts. Last but not least, if you enjoy what you see from SASA, such as our Archeo Gaming book clubs and reading groups, please consider becoming a supporter of SASA with a recurring donation. For as little as $3 a month, you can help us to save ancient studies. You can also subscribe to our Twitch channel for free through your Amazon Prime account. We have information on how to do that on our website. And thank you very much all for joining us. Have fun.
Hello, hello. Good, that looks all right. Welcome to the SASA Archeo Gaming live stream. I am your host, Julie Levy. I am, among other things, SASA's managing director and also one of our Archeo Gaming live streaming team. Welcome to our summer season, where I am going to be showing you The Forever Labyrinth by Inkle Studios. I'm going into this game knowing almost nothing about it, except that my fellow Archeo Gaming Live folks have highly recommended it to me. So we're going to be going on a journey into the unknown. I'll be streaming. Right now, my schedule is set to be every Saturday between now and the virtual conference that SASA hosts on July 21st and 22nd at 3 p.m. Some of those dates may change if I can get a special guest or two to show up. I have some inklings. So today we are going to get started, and I have no idea what to expect. If you are here with us, feel free to say hello in chat. We'd love to have you. I will try to respond to your messages. And if there's any tech issues, please do let me know in the chat, because I am trying out a new setup. And as always, every time you change something in Twitch, it goes a little haywire. So I'd love to see you. I'd love to have you. Please chime in. And without further ado, let's get down to the Labyrinth. So here we have our opening screen, which is a true curiosity. I have no idea what this betokens. So the Labyrinth, of course, goes back to the the story of the Minotaur. So there was once a king of Crete who was bold and overproud, and his wife became enamored of a sacrificial bull because the gods cursed them after they refused to sacrifice the bull to them. So his wife became enamored of this bull, and they happened to have the famed inventor Daedalus at court. And in order for the wife to soothe her longings, she had Daedalus build her a essentially a cow suit. Um, and then she bore a monster that was mostly human but with a bull head, known as the Minotaur, for King Minos, his uh, stepfather, I guess. Minos and Tauros, Tauros meaning bull. So this creature was very savage and ate human flesh, and they needed some way to keep him contained. But they didn't want to outright kill him. So they had Daedalus, since it was his fault, build the creature an elaborate maze to live in, and they would extract human sacrifice from Athens, which was at that time their protectorate, to keep the bull fed. So, 12 young people from Athens every year, 6 men and 6 women, were sacrificed into the labyrinth to keep the Minotaur alive. So one day, the son of the king of Athens decided that he was going to go in and kill the Minotaur, and he would have been lost forever in the labyrinth if Minos' daughter, Ariadne, had not given him a clue, meaning a ball of yarn, which is where that word actually comes from in English. So he unraveled it as he went and showed himself the path back out after he slew the Minotaur, sneaking a sword in there somehow. There are various detail changes over various venues, but that's sort of the idea behind the story. So the labyrinth then becomes this maze, something you can get lost in forever. So what this has to do with what we're doing now, I do not know, except that there is some kind of maze. So what we have here, we have these halls hold a secret. Wonder if it's the Minotaur. We have a saddle horse, like the literal saddle horse, where you actually hang a saddle on a piece of wood to keep it. And then we have an art piece between Red 046 Korean Art Museum Association. And I mean, I haven't seen this piece before, but I assume that it is a real piece of public art. So let's see what happens. Explore the art in the labyrinth right now and pictures you have seen previously. So, oh, pardon me. Just getting over that plague. The pandemic is not over, folks. So we have this lovely piece of art between Red 046. It looks to me like a lithograph, which is to say, a lithograph or otherwise a woodcut piece where you carve the image into a piece of stone or piece of wood and then ink the piece such that the ink gets into all of the carved bits and then wipe the surface so that when you print it, it comes out this spectacularly clean image. So Between Red 046 by Seo-hyun Lee. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the Korean. I don't have a lot of practice with Korean. We can learn more about it from Google Arts and Culture. Or we can click on it. We also have an enter button. So, welcome to the Forever Labyrinth. Can you hear this music? Is it super loud? I really have no idea. I'm gonna turn the volume down just a smidge, if I can figure out how. There might be a slight visual interruption. I apologize. Okay. Oh, I hope that made it a little quieter. I will try to speak up. Please let me know if there is any. Hi, Max KJ. Thank you for the feedback. As long as it's audible and I'm audible, we're good. So, welcome to the Forever Labyrinth. This is a full-length adventure, playable in short bursts. You can expect to reach an ending within an hour, but the game will take many hours to fully explore. If you're logged in, your progress is saved automatically and you can return at any time. Ah, there we have. Okay. Hints, fine. That's, yeah, sure. Professor Sheldrake is a collector of curious things who found something she couldn't understand. Okay, so we are not Professor Sheldrake. We are me. So we click to continue. Maybe she left us something. I should look around. We have a note. Stone and brick, an inland isle secured by arms, coin, or guile. Too easy. Castles. Oh, something is happening to the painting. Windsor Castle, Berkshire, a distant view from the south. Reading Sheldrake's note triggered it. Will it work a second time? I have a knapsack. Okay. I'm falling. The image closes behind me and I'm not where I was before. A labyrinth of paintings, it seems. I'm in a garden, but there's still no one here. Oh goodness, I wasn't sneezing until I started talking. I apologize. Alright, so now we can move around a bit. We're in 3D. Our movement is somewhat limited. We can explore. We have this painting. We have a new painting. Running footsteps. I guess I'm following them, regardless of my other desires. Still no one, but there's a glimpse of something racing away from me. I'll have to follow her. I'm sure I saw someone going this way, but where did they go? We have a little origami horse. In every labyrinth, there is a monster. Find me on the helipad of dramatic towers, but do not delay. I cannot wait for much longer. That doesn't look like the professor's handwriting. It must be from her, surely. Perhaps. We have so many options here. Some curious art in the art of the game. I've often seen this as sort of an illustration of a hypercube, a four-dimensional object. Of course, it's represented in 3D, so we can't truly conceive visually. Professor said she'd found something she wanted my help with. Did she mean here? Is this the place she found? It does seem likely. It's a beautiful sea, but I don't see how it helps me. So we do have actual pieces of artwork here. I don't know most of them personally, although I am familiar with De Chirico, which is this artist. Are they robots or ancient Romans, it says. A curious question. I wouldn't have thought robots. When I see these faces with the lines on them, I always think mannequins or drawing dummies. But here we have... I'm going to click on this. I want to see... Oh, we do actually get quite a bit of information when we click on this. It's integrated with Google. Let's see what it says. So I'm an image enthusiast. We get badges in this game. So it tells us the name, it tells us the artist, the lifespan of the artist, when it was painted, what the medium was, well, sort of. And we can explore related content. So this is very integrated with Google, which is very interesting. And it's also connected to these other art pieces somehow. I don't know if that's just because we have seen them. Or are these the art pieces? The doorway collapses? Oh no. I guess there really isn't much time. It appears that reading the note aloud allows us to move through. Sheldrake, what have you gotten me into? And now where am I? It's a person. Hi there. Are you Professor Sheldrake? They smile. Finally, you're here. Is that you? Ha! I'm no professor. Oops. I'm looking for Professor Sheldrake. I don't know who that is. But if someone's lost here, you'll never find them. These hallways stretch to infinity. Hallways? We seem to be on top of a building in a city. Endless hallways in every direction. It would bend your mind if you could truly see them. Where are we? That's an interesting gesture for praying. This is the Forever Labyrinth, the greatest creation of the late human race. We will cross paths again and soon, and it is inevitable you are here for a purpose. I can't tell what happens next. They seem to turn and vanish from sight, leaving only a paper flower behind. You'll be wondering where I went. That's to be expected. The answer is simple. Understand that the grounds of the Chateau of Seas lies not above or beside, it is within. So, the Chateau of Seas. So that's the tower where we came from. And what was this painting? It's a castle tower. Caernarvon Castle by John Sell Cotman. This exhibit, it looks to be the actual car, the Australian six-motor car. I actually kind of wonder about it. What does it take us to? Oh my! Look at that whole article there. Yes, it is, in fact, the car itself that is the art piece. The Life photo collection. Publisher Time Life. Okay. No, just an image from Life magazine. How very interesting. This is really quite expansive for an art selection. Um, Begs the question. I know I'm not using that phrase right. It introduces the question of what exactly is art. Is life art? Is a motor car art? This one I recognize as a Faulkner. Um, Very much in the style of Monet. If you've ever seen his building paintings, very impressionist. What an interesting place to be, and we still. Okay, well, that's an interesting connection to make. I don't know why the Windsor Castle idea of clouds is selling seas, but what a strange gameplay. But this one surely is a chateau on the ocean. So I guess we read our note and enter the labyrinth. Did it work? I think so. We are certainly in a different place. We have new pieces in a new configuration. North Bondi Surf Life-Saving Club. Use my inventory to travel through the painting. Goodbye on the Mercy. That's back where we were. The Red Jacket in Hobson's Bay. I've seen plenty of paintings like this. Reminds me in particular of one, if you've ever been to Hammond Castle in Gloucester. There's a room painted like this. But this one is from the Australian National Maritime Museum. So, Professor Sheldrake, if you're here, I wish you'd show yourself. So, grounds of the Chateau of Seas. Well, we certainly have seas in all of these paintings. Not much grounds or chateau. Let's try this one. Well, we found her. You're slow. We'll turn you inside out. I got through here through a picture. Try to understand. This is not a place of things. It's a place of doors. What kind of doors? Kind of like stories. Kind with more than two sides. Why am I here? You're here to find the heart of the labyrinth. And quickly before this place eats you alive. Dun dun dun. If you want to know more, find the tunnel of investigative buildings. As if that's self-evident. It will answer your first question and ask you the second. Follow every lead. Every thought will take you inward, but every doorway will lead you in circles. You said there was a monster. Ah, yes. There is a monster, tearing down the walls. Somewhere far below me a bell resounds. There is a single, momentary breath of cold. The doomsday bell. I heard that bell before. It is a reckoning. It means the monster has claimed another room. You will need to understand this place to find her, so start there. Don't waste time! Okay. So, our options are the Goodbye on the Mercy, the Australian scene, the... Well, oh. Okay. We're starting to sort our pictures into categories of place. The helipad of dramatic towers, the grounds of the Chateau of Seas, the ship attic, the garden of castles, and the wonderful statue garden. I want to descend. Let's see what's below. Well, can't go back. So we have Nighthawks. I have seen this. Who's it by? I don't remember. Edward Hopper. That's right. A very famous painting of a diner. What are we looking for? Tunnel of investigative buildings. Well, oh, there's another note. Page from a journal. Page 2, I shouted and shouted for help. No one came. How can that be? Someone put all these images of lanterns here. Someone let me in. Why won't they help me out? All these pictures, they all have windows in them. That's what this place is. A wine cellar of windows. Okay. So there are commonalities in the things that we see. Professor Sheldrake is a collector of trinkets, mysteries, and puzzles. Which one is this place, I wonder? All three, I would think. I see. I'm sure I saw buildings somewhere. Right, that's closed to us, so we only have these two. Figure said go within. Painting has nothing to do with buildings. This should get me out, it says. Certainly this has buildings. Will get me to the ship attic. Ooh. Well, that was unexpected. Sorry about the technical difficulty there. guess. Oh, a new note. I'll try to help you if I can. Find me in the corridor of canals. From the figure, and no way out. But this appears to have canals in it, so to canals we go. And there she is. Is the monster destroying the rooms? I narrowly missed it. I think it's tracking you. Uh-oh. Circling you, boxing you in. Why? Everything here is made of inspiration, and some have more of it than others. Inspiration? What do you mean? I will demonstrate. Prepare yourself. Reflections, and also every year naked, arms raised with only a ring to mark this occasion. Is this magic? No. This substance is Helicon 534. It's mined from the white matter at the heart of a collapsing star and can only be extracted in the instant before the formation of a black hole. We call it inspiration. Well, the physics of that makes no sense, but I understand the implications, I think. So it seems that we are being led to make inferences and draw similarities. So this picture appeared from inspiration, which, if we can use that, would be helpful. It's full of the ideas from which it was made. Venice under... It's a video game. A Basil Bear mystery adventure. More questions about the nature of art. This is fascinating. So apparently we can use our buildings door here. We have some kind of a plinth. Welcome to the Forever Labyrinth, founded by Alamos the Ninth. From the great window beside the cliff of palm trees to the source itself, all is here in perpetuity immortal. Well, that does not in fact answer my questions, but I don't want to be here in perpetuity. We have multiple ways forward, and another note, or a page. To be certain this was a dream, even if it was a dream for which I cannot wake, there would be some comfort. We can explore or descend. I think I'm going to explore. Probably can only do one. It seems every time we leave a room, we are lost. Bottled by Monsieur Alaric for the cellars below the ground of the Chateau of Scampering Reflections. Interesting. So we have leads, palm trees, reflections. We have things in the knapsack. We have things from the journal, and we have places. We are currently apparently in the barren catacombs, and have no choice but to descend. Another note, another page, beginning to understand that there are doors here and there are doors. There are the doors made by the architects, the paths, ladders, slides, and chutes, and there are doors made of ideas, things dragged in to be the bones of this place that know their own connections, and these can be exploited. Let's keep moving, shall we? At last, another painting. Several paintings. And a hat? Professor Sheldrake's hat, apparently. Proves she's here. Perhaps. Things here seem a little bit, metaphorical. 5 doors, too many. Tried 3. Pools, too far up. Strange machine, sense of spalling. Despair and then laughter. It's a little bit obscurely written, but I think I'm getting the gist of this. That is a striking style. And she looks tough. I wouldn't try to fool her. I've never seen this before, but it's beautiful. What do you mean you couldn't save my game state? Rude. This is interesting. Has he got a saucepan on his head? He does seem to. Arda by Nicolaus Jan's clock in the Rijksmuseum. Again, another woodcutting looking, or possibly a lithograph. You can tell because of the lines, really. And so meant to be printed multiple times, and then this is... There is menig luur de heet ons kinkelbeer, der haar ons verstand ziet, zich zonder vreven wat ze de burger wezen werde, human upt land niet. I don't speak Dutch. I'm pretty sure I said at least some of that wrong. I apologize. But the gist of it seemed to be about the trials of being human. This is a catacomb of workers. Oh, interesting. Alright, I get it. They all do seem to have... Oh, what do we think this is? This is the corridor of canals. What are we looking for? We're looking for palm trees, reflections, lanterns. I don't have any connections here, I guess. So I could descend, or I could head back to the canals. Canals seems like it might lead me to reflections, so let's go. Well, first we ought to look around and see if anything has changed. We do have ways about here. We have dramatic towers in the ship attic. There's reflections in that, but this was called out as reflections, so surely this will take us there. Indeed. walls have changed again. There are places to explore, doors to try. I wonder what this artwork is. This is a fascinating... This is Impressionist Surrealist. I don't... Oh, it's Edvard Munch. Ah, yes. So, the man who made The Scream. You can see a little of his style. I am not familiar with his other works, but the sort of focus on shape makes sense to me. Shape and bright colors. Another reflection in the woods. We have so many directions to try. Let's try this one. No answer. But we could go up and find another note. Another page of the journal. I walked for many hours today and saw such things, beauty and terror and the simple and the profound. But the greatest feeling was the ache in my legs. I cannot walk my way to freedom. I resolved to think my way to freedom and sat down and thought. Van Gogh's Sunflowers. I don't know what our choices have to do with the gameplay. It's so intriguing. It's not like we're talking to anyone, and we don't appear able to make our own connections, at least not yet. So, this is the attic of bottles, I guess. And that can take us to workers. I'm interested in this, but it doesn't take us anywhere yet. We haven't made that connection. So, let's explore. Oh no. The monster. That's interesting. The figure lies, says a scroll across a painting. And we can't use the painting. This. Oh, yes. So, this is a hokusai, one of the series 36 Views of Mount Fuji. This is an incredibly famous series of paintings of this particular style. And again, I believe done in lithograph. I guess we could find out. Woodcut. So these are incredibly famous paintings. One of the series that sort of spoke across cultures. It's very important within Japan, but also opened doors in the art world outside of Japan. Hokusai is very famous indeed. So we have castles and clouds, buildings. We can't use whatever that is because apparently the graffito makes it impossible. So let's keep looking. Another page of the journal. There must be some logic to this place. My journal seems the place to deduce it. Perhaps I can write down what I've seen and join the pieces to make the puzzle. A room of trees with 4 doors, a way up and a way down. So this has 2 more pieces that I've not seen yet. Oh, very abstract impressionist painting. Soft colors in the style of Cassatt, but I don't think it is. John Henry Twatchman. I have not heard of Twatchman. Circa 1895. Fascinating. So, I mean, there definitely do seem to be trees. And this again seems like it might be the actual picture of the Arboretum, not a painting or photograph by its. Yes. Uh, so the fountain, the place itself, is considered an artwork. Beautiful. Well, let's see if we can head to this tree spot. After all, we're looking for palm trees. The Mine of the Trees. Another journal page. I only ask questions in this journal when I already know the answers, but I do not like what I know. I have realized this long ago. Today I realize something else. Perhaps that is why I scrubbed the pages clean. Fascinating and mysterious. So we have the Munch painting again, and the more trees and reflections and trees and reflections. This one is like something in a fantasy world. A fig tree on an American creek near Wollongong, New South Wales. I suppose to many people that would feel fantasy-like, but it will take us to palm trees. So we are beside the cliff of palm trees, and there are a lot of things to choose. Oh, an origami frog! The copse of ghosts! Hurry while it still stands! Okay. Oh my gosh. The darkness through the window is not dark at all. Holds a multitude of pinprick lights, all infinitely distant. Oh. A window in the sky upon a different shore. Beautiful. I feel like I'm talking like one of the people in the labyrinth. The end of carrying all. That's definitely intriguing. It looks like it's a perspective from very low on the ground, if that little thing is a mushroom on the side. I wonder. By Wangechi Mutu. I don't know who Wangechi Mutu is. I would love to know more. She's Kenyan American. Oh, up close I can see that's actually a woman carrying a very large basket. The end of carrying it all makes a lot more sense as a title now. Interesting. Oh, this is fascinating. I'm learning so much. I hope you are too. I don't know anything about these paintings. I love it. So we have many ways to go. We're looking for the copse of goats. Now we did see a picture with goats at some point. There. So in the catacomb of workers, but I don't think we have a way to get there, and I don't want to go back. Let's descend the cliff, shall we? Another journal page. I have no idea what I'm going to find when I click things. found something important today. I will not even write of it. Why not? But I did not want my enemy to find it, so I hid it in a room of birds. Okay. There's an enemy. A room of rabbits might be a way to a room of birds. Possibly a room of goats. And we have Mount Fuji again. All these pictures have words in them. It's a cave of words. And yet there are so many paintings we've seen with words. Oh. Palmistry hand. This is an actual... Is this art or is this a piece of... Is it techne? Is it a tool? Palmistry, of course, for much of human history has been considered a way of telling a person's future and personality. Still is highly in use, but also highly suspect. Too complex to debunk, it says. I disagree. When things are complex, it actually often makes them easier to debunk because people love simplicity. Saying that, palmistry makes no sense because one thing that a palm reader says turns out not to be true is much easier than trying to, for instance, explain to a climate denier why climate change is real and human caused because they can see that it's nice out today. So, can be both good and bad. But let's see about this place of birds. I'm interested in that. Well, we certainly see more rabbits. A plush doll. All paws on deck. Hoppy Vanderhair in the Strong National Museum of Play. National Museum of Play. I've never heard of that. That's cute. And then we have a fragment of ancient pottery. This is an unfamiliar style to me. Is that a Mongol warrior on a horse? Pink earthenware body. Monochrome lusterware found in Fustat, Old Cairo. 11th century in the Fatimid period. Oh. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I'm not familiar with this style. 11th century is a bit more recent than most of my knowledge, I have to say. But I guess that turbaned head style and the beard do link it more to an Islamic culture. Ah, no. Oh no. Where was I? Oh, I hope it... Okay, phew. Oh, almost had a heart attack. We were going to have to go somewhere else. Start over. It would have been terrible. Okay, so no outs that way. We don't really seem to have anything we can do from here. So, I guess we'll have to go back. Let's keep exploring then. The bell tolls, and I might be stuck in this room. Oh, good. And there's a way to the right. An exotic beach. The smell of the salt is so strong. This painting has been slashed. Who would have done it? The picture just collapsed. A coin appears on the floor. And now we have the ability to make our own inspiration. It wants something from me. It wants ideas. Choose which discoveries to use. How about the cops of goats? And birds. And something else quickly. The river of rabbits. So we have all of these elements, and I guess we can puzzle them together to make the Garden of Eden and the Fall of Man. Whose Eden is this? Ah, Jan Bruegel. So we have a Rubens style. So these Ruben-esque figures are actually Rubens figures, very voluptuous, a lot of attention to the curves of the body, the fullness of the body, and this very exotic Garden of Eden full of all of the life that they can think of. Every animal from every quarter, and a snake and an apple. So, let's see if it will take us to the copse of goats. There she is. How could I help you? The whole labyrinth is founded on inspiration. Inspiration comes from the heart, from the source. You need to find it quickly. Nothing else matters. You seem stronger than before. I'm a little refreshed, but it cannot last. Must not sleep. Can't you find the source yourself? Why me? It's hidden from me. In this place you only see what you can understand, and all the paths to the source are old and weird beneath what I know. You will track it like a dog. I could show the figure an item from my knapsack, but I won't because I don't trust you. The source is at the heart of everything. It's where I found my inspiration. How does it work? It's called inspiration regardless of the treasures that surround us. It is the most valuable thing here in the labyrinth. Fragment of the source you used. What does it do? No one knows what it really is. Too late, I have to move on. Too dangerous to stay in one place for long. And then they're gone. Another slashed image. One of the lady and goats. Will it collapse? Coin of inspiration appears in my hand. Interesting. A cow jumping over the moon. Is it? I suppose that's a cow. I thought it was a goat. In my country, the Montpé. see. We have an up, we have a down, we have an explore. I feel like I'm too zoomed in, but this is as far out as it goes. How am I to find the source when there are so many passages? I bet that we can use this to go to the birds. The book said something was hidden here. A journal page, for instance. But for those able to think and not merely react, they would see this place for what it is, a totality, a completeness. The vast project into which we are born, within which we live our lives, all held here, this place, I felt, must be preserved. It must be allowed to exist. Another lost to time. I understand these scratches in the paintings. It's a countdown. Oh. 3, 2 scratches in the paintings. The whole place is falling apart, and we appear to have an opportunity to save it, perhaps. The labyrinth is counting down to something, and it will reach it soon. They left something behind a painting. I don't know what that means. Fascinating. I could make a new connection. I haven't found lanterns or pools. But I could also explore. Another note. What I learned from that room I should have already known, but how can you learn something which cannot be understood until it is seen? To walk in this place is to do nothing. The world moves sideways beneath your feet. You are the fixed point, fixed behind your own eyes. Well, that's certainly true as I sit here in my room. Let's try a coin of inspiration, shall we? It's ready. What do I want? Lanterns. Pools. The ship attic, apparently. The Joyous Festival, another impressionist piece from Gaston Latouche. I don't know Gaston Latouche, but alright then. I shall go to the pools. Ah, the figure. Not who I hoped for. There's no more time. The place is collapsing. The source. I don't know where it is. Yes, you do. Everything here comes from the source, including you. here to find the professor, not to help you. Your professor is here. She went looking for the heart. I assure you, if you find the source, you'll find her too. I won't help you. If you won't, I will send you there. Well, I don't trust you. You have no choice. Enough. Ooh, coming for me. The flashing blade, everything goes dark. Ah! Okay, I learned how to create artworks, I traveled through the painting, and I was killed. I inspired 2 paintings and found 38, but I did not save any characters. So I guess that's it for today. What a strange and fascinating game. I guess there are characters to be saved. I'm so intrigued. I'm gonna see if I can talk to. I have very brief contact with John Ingold, the lead at Inkle Studios. I'm gonna see if I can ask about how the links were created, because it feels very keyword linked. I'm very intrigued by this. This is such a cute concept, and I have no idea what's happening. But I do see the figure is the monster in the labyrinth, and I don't know what they want. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I will be back same time next week with a special guest to talk about more art history, more journeys through the labyrinth, and maybe I'll find out how to save someone. Ooh, pardon me. I do hope to see you then, and keep learning, friends.